When you're drowning in trauma, loss, and hard times, it feels like everything just grinds to a halt. You're done, so done. But in the thick of it, God's still right there, closer than you think. And trust, He's not done with you yet. Even in the deepest, darkest corners, redemption is coming. Welcome to this urban animated Bible study experience, The Redeemer, Ruth and Boaz, illustrated and narrated by WASTEDU. Ruth was a ride-or-die chick, no doubt about it. When all the men of her household sadly passed away and her mother-in-law, Naomi, was left all alone, Ruth could have bounced, but she wasn't like that. While her sister-in-law, Orpah, packed her bags and dipped, Ruth stayed solid.
Naomi,
Ruth said, standing on the block as the sun set behind the old rundown buildings.
wherever you go, I go. Your people are my people. Your God is my God. We're in this together.
So Ruth and Naomi hustled back to Naomi's hometown, Bethlehem Heights, a rough little spot where the struggle was real. They didn't have much, but Ruth wasn't scared to get her hands dirty. She hit the fields, picking up whatever was left after the big shots got theirs, hustling in the heat, trying to make sure Naomi had something to eat. Now this is where the OG Boaz steps into the picture. Boaz was a boss in Bethlehem Heights. He owned land, had people working for him, and he wasn't just about the money either. He had heart. One day he rolled through his fields in his slick black car and spotted Ruth out there grinding.
Yo, who's that?
Boaz asked one of his boys.
That's Ruth, Naomi's daughter-in-law. She's been working hard, barely taking a break.
Boaz nodded, impressed. He pulled up on Ruth, hopped out and said,
Yo, I see you out here handling your business. Don't worry about going anywhere else. You stay in my fields, and my people will make sure you're good. If anyone gives you trouble, they'll have to answer to me.
Ruth was surprised, but she knew this was more than just some regular help. Boaz was looking out, no strings attached, but she could tell there was something deeper behind this respect. She bowed her head and said,
Thank you, Boaz. I don't know why you're showing me this kindness, but I'm grateful.
Later, Ruth told Naomi about the boss move Boaz made, and Naomi wasn't slow to catch the vibe. She peeped game and said,
Girl, Boaz is family, real close family. This might be God opening the door.
Naomi played matchmaker, telling Ruth to clean up nice and pay Boaz a visit that night after the party. Ruth posted up at his parking spot after all the noise died down and laid low at the foot of his car. It was a bold move, but Ruth knew that this was bigger than love. It was about securing a future. Boaz walked up, a little startled, and saw Ruth there.
What's good?
He asked, not in a rude way, but like he was checking where her head was at. Ruth looked him in the eyes and said,
You've been looking out for me. Now I'm asking you to be my protector. My man, officially.
Boaz sat up, shook his head, and smiled.
You could have gone after any of these young boys out here, but you came to me. You got my respect, Ruth. I'll make sure this goes right, but there's some business I gotta handle first.
And true to his word, Boaz handled it like a G. He made sure Ruth was taken care of, legally locking it down as her redeemer, and soon they were married. Ruth went from being on the grind, scraping by, to being with a man who valued her loyalty, hustle, and heart. In the end, their love wasn't just about the two of them. They became part of something bigger. Ruth and Boaz's son Obed would be the grandfather of King David, and generations later, the line would lead to Jesus. That's God's love, turning struggle into legacy. If you enjoyed this urban animated Bible study experience, please partner with us to empower lives through creativity. Your support will fuel innovative art and design programs that inspire healing and transformation in communities overcoming trauma, addiction, and mental illness. Thanks for joining us, and God bless.